Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do something a little different. I thought I'd start giving you guys some reactions to some of my favorite television shows in addition to the movie reviews that I already do. So today we are going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're on season 4, episode 3, okay? And I've got my notebook here. So if you see me glance down, that's because I had to take some notes, okay? Gotta make sure I give you guys all the tea on this episode. Okay, so this episode starts off with Ashley. She's talking to her mom. We actually see Ashley's mom come back around this season. And she's happy. She's telling her all about how she's not drinking and how she's trying to have a baby, and her mom seems really happy for her. Then we even see Ashley's mom and Michael hug, and this is a big moment, you know, being that they've had all these issues in the past, and Ashley's so emotional about it. She even cries, and I was like, okay, Ashley, I don't think I would cry about it, but at the same time, I'm not going through it. Ashley's going through it, so apparently it's been really stressful for her, and she's so happy that she literally cries about it. Then we move on. We see Karen and her husband. They go shopping for headstones because she's recently lost her mom and her dad. So Karen and Ray go shopping for their headstones, and you know, it's a sad time. I'm glad to see that Karen seems like she's coming around and she's starting to feel better about it. Definitely my condolences to her and her family, because that's a tough situation. I've been there, you know, with the loss of a parent, so it's a tough thing to have to shop for a headstone. So I'm glad that that was just a quick scene and we moved on from it, so nobody got too emotional, okay? Then we move on to Miss Gizelle. Now Gizelle is talking to her therapist, who was actually the therapist that her and Sherman shared when they were going to couples therapy, but now Gizelle is there solo, okay? And Giselle's telling the therapist all about how she's still mad at Sherman because he called her 2 hours before Candace's wedding and said that he was not coming. Now, I get it, okay? I understand Giselle's point and why she was mad, because I was thinking to myself, now Sherman, you knew who was going to be at that wedding. You know, if you weren't ready to be around those people, you could have told Gizelle that way ahead of time, okay? But at the same time, I was like, okay, Gizelle, I feel like the reaction, like saying that you guys are going to call it quits because he didn't come to a wedding, I felt like that was pretty strong, okay, to say that was the reaction. Because, I mean, they're in therapy. If you're working through it, I feel like that's something that could have been discussed and they could have worked through it. Now, at the same time, it's a reality show, but I'm pretty sure they're keeping some things to themselves as far as their relationship is concerned. So maybe Sherman had some other things going on, and Gizelle was like, you just making excuses, and that's why she was so upset. But what I will tell you is Gizelle did the right thing by calling her friend and going and having herself a good time anyway, okay? Don't let him stop your fun, okay? So she talked about that, and honestly, I really feel like the main reason why Gizelle was upset was because she's been telling everybody that her and Sherman are back together. She knew they were looking forward to seeing the two of them all booed up at that wedding, and she knew she was going to be embarrassed because he decided not to show up at the last minute, okay? So I think that was more of the issue versus just the fact that he didn't want to be around certain people. Okay. So, what else happens? Oh, we see Robyn and Juan. Now, they go to the house that Robyn and her mom have been flipping. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When Robyn said that it had been 8 months and that house still was not done, I was like, oh my God, Robyn, do you not watch Flippin' Vegas or Flip or Flop or, you know, Egypt? You can catch her on TV at any time telling you how to flip a house and giving you some pointers, okay? So I just felt like, Robyn, you need to watch these shows because they all tell you, okay, the longer you keep going and the more months you let it go on and you have those carrying costs, that is taken away from your profit, okay? So Robyn says that she's hopefully almost done. Looks like she can see the light at the end of the tunnel. She's hoping she makes at least $50,000. And Juan is like, we cannot lose any more money. So for Robyn's sake, I really hope she gets it together because I don't want to see them lose any more money, okay? Then we move on. We see Monique. She barely pops up in this episode. Basically, Monique is pregnant and she's tired, okay? That's all we got to say about her. Now, Gizelle does have lunch with Katie. And it was refreshing to see Katie pop back up because she started out when the Housewives of Potomac first started. She was on the first seasons. So it was good to see her again, but nothing that Katie was talking about tonight really just stood out to me to the point to where I feel like we need to be discussing it on here, okay? So Katie's basically gonna be a friend of, it looks like, this season. Just kind of like how Marlo is on Housewives of Atlanta, friend of. Okay, so I think Katie's gonna be popping up. We'll see. Maybe she'll have some more interesting stuff going on in one of the later episodes. Okay, now by this time the suspense is just getting me, okay? I am like, what is gonna go on with Michael? But before we can get to that, I forgot, we have to discuss Candace and Chris. Okay, so they're laying around talking about the fact that they're, you know, newlyweds and they're still in their wedded bliss and all that, okay? But they start talking about the fact that they are not going on a honeymoon, and I was like, are you serious? Y'all spent all that money on that wedding and are not going on a honeymoon. I'm sorry. That would be the thing that I am looking forward to the most, okay? Because when you're having a wedding, you're spending all that money so everybody else can have fun. And God dog it, I want to have fun. So I would be making sure I'm going on a honeymoon so I can have fun. So I don't care if we would have had to cut back on those flowers, the food, the drinks. We would have cut back somewhere so that I can enjoy myself. Now, Chris, he tried to play it off a little bit and say he's so exhausted and tired, and if he even went on a honeymoon, he'd be too tired to do anything. And Candace was thinking, just like me, that's the point of a honeymoon, okay? Chris, oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. I'm like, Chris, if you don't go on somebody's beach and relax your nerves and enjoy yourself, okay? But then he says the key words, okay? He says, who's going to pay for that? And we all know that Candace's mom paid for that wedding. So after they got into it and, you know, she let her brother come, I'm pretty sure her mom was like, look, you know what? I'm not footing the bill for a honeymoon, okay? So that's understandable. Now, they started discussing the fact that they should probably think about moving out of her mom's house. Well, it's her house, but her mom is on the deed too, so it's kind of like a shared situation, okay? Now, I was thinking to myself, Candace, are y'all really just talking about that? You should have been thinking about that the second you all decided that you were going to get married, okay? Because you know how she is, okay? Now, I mean, honestly, if I wasn't pressed to hurry up and move out of that house, I would have been after last week's episode when her mom told her that she was a narcissistic brat diva, okay? Like, I feel like if she had told me that, I would have been that night like, okay, look, we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna live because my mama is over here on some other stuff and I need to be able to have a place of my own because I'm sorry, I don't know if it's just my pride or what. I wouldn't allow you to be talking to me like that and still be up in your house. I'm like, Candace, how do you put up with that? I don't know. Candace and her mom, they have a different type of relationship, okay? Because, you know, she just really sucks it up and takes one for the team so that her mama can help her out. So, you know, whatever works for them, okay? Okay, so then we finally get to the party. And I'm like, okay, let's see what some of this Michael scandal is about, because apparently Michael's gonna have more than one scandal this season and this is just the beginning. So they get to Ashley's uncle's birthday party, okay? Her uncle Rodney, he's having a birthday party and we start seeing the shadiness pretty much as soon as the party gets going, because when Michael sees Robyn, he's like, oh, where's my man Juan? And you know, of course, they had to put the words at the bottom of the screen. It's like, ooh, let the shade begin, okay? Because he referred to him as his man, Juan. Then, a few minutes later, they show him talking to another guy, and he's like, oh, you look like you work out, and you're a nice-looking guy, and all that. So, you know, they're trying to play it up like, okay, why is Michael mentioning everyone's guy and how handsome they are and blah, 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 you know? So it's real shady, okay? Then we see, it says that it's 4 hours later. Robyn is talking to us and she's telling us how everybody was drinking, having a good time, and she was drinking so much that she has videos in her phone that she doesn't remember recording and stuff. So they show like her and Michael talking in one of these videos, and he says something about his man won again or something to that effect. And then Robyn drops the bomb. She says basically that Michael said that he would love to perform oral on him. Let's keep it friendly just in case, you know. Okay, so Robyn, after she hears that, she is like, oh no, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm just going to act like that didn't even happen, basically. Now, ooh, let me tell you, the producers on this show are really shady, okay? Because Michael does ask them, he says, I don't think my mic was working, you know, the whole night. And you hear producers say, like, we didn't hear anything. But then he says, okay, because I might have said some things I regret. Not one time did I hear the producer say, okay, well, you know your mic is on now. So you're saying, okay, you might have said some things you regret, okay? I don't even think he realized the mic was working when he said that. So you gotta watch it. These producers on these shows can get really shady at times, okay? We've seen it happen. They love when they can catch a moment when you think no one's watching or you think no one's listening and they have some tea on you. Now, I don't know how big this is gonna be as far as, you know, him making this comment. I do know that Michael's gonna have another scandal this season, and it involved lawsuits and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, we're definitely going to get to that. And I feel like this was just a teaser. Like, okay, you know, we're building up to show you how Michael really is. That sort of thing. Now, one thing I will say is, honestly, in my opinion, if Michael felt like that, if Michael felt like these men were handsome or anything else was going on, okay? I feel like, okay, to each his own. I feel like, honestly, it's only an issue for me if you are being deceptive and you are hiding how you truly feel. I feel like openness and honesty is really the key. Now, I don't know. I'm not inside his marriage with Ashley. I don't know what they have worked out, what they've arranged. I don't know if maybe it was just the fact that he was drunk and drinking. I have no clue. I've never been drunk, so I can't tell you what goes on. Some people like to make excuses like, oh, I was drunk, like they basically can't control themselves or they don't know what happened, okay? Or they might talk crazy. But I don't know. I haven't been there. All I know is I always heard that when you're drinking, your drunk mouth is basically saying what your sober mind is usually thinking. So, I don't know how true that is either, but at the end of the day, Michael, just be open and honest about whatever it is. I actually saw Ashley on Watch What Happens Live last week, and she is pregnant. So, even though the fact that she said she was not drinking this whole episode and was constantly drinking in this episode, she had a Corona at lunch with Candace. She was drinking. I mean, Ashley been drinking, okay? But apparently she stopped drinking long enough to get pregnant. So congratulations to Ashley. And you know what? I'm not going to even sit here and, you know, talk bad about Ashley and Michael because apparently they're having a baby. They're happy. They're married. I wish nothing but the best for them. And, you know, I don't ever want to down talk anybody's relationship. I just hope that if they are having those type of issues that they work through them and that he is open and honest with her. So that's just my, you know, part on it. I'm sure they're going to play it up. I'm sure it's going to be so scandalous and salacious this season. I can't wait to watch it all play out. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. At least not these comments. Now, the stuff that's going to happen later, who knows? We'll have to watch and see. And then we can kind of go from there. Because like I said, we didn't hear Michael say anything. Robyn said that he said it, and you know the mic didn't catch that, so you know we'll take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, so it looks like next week the ladies will be headed to New Orleans, and you know I know something about that. So I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm excited to see what kind of fun things they're going to do and see how their trip to New Orleans goes. So I'll be watching. I hope you guys will come back to my channel and join me so that you can hear all the things I have to say about the episode. And that's basically it. Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 4, Episode 3. And once again, just like always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I'm doing lots of fun stuff, lots of movie reviews, and just the beginning of the TV show reviews. So, like I said, if you like it, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.